there was reason in their madness.
So look, I gotta eat. Why don't you download my blog? It's free. Of course, we do appreciate donations.
Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 times the crazy guy was right in the movies. For this list, we're looking at characters thought to be crazy who actually had it right all along. Since this is often only shown in the endings of some movies, beware, spoilers ahead.
There's no way out.
Number 10, Marty Mikalski, The Cabin in the Woods.
You're not seeing what you don't want to see. Puppeteers.
Marty's paranoid muttering about mysterious puppeteers might seem like the ramblings of someone who just smoked way too much, but it turns out he was right on the money.
Uh-oh, that's not good.
Out of the way, out of the way, out of the way.
So too was his warning against reciting an incantation found in the cellar. Although, to be fair, anybody could have told the characters that.
Do not read the Latin.
The puppeteers in this case are men in suits and lab coats manipulating the mental states of Marty's friends. And worse. Much worse. Surviving against all odds, Marty discovers that there's a lot more to the cabin than meets the eye.
Oh my God.
Number 9. Detective Eddie Walenski, Dark City.
It's all just a big joke! It's a joke!
When Detective Walenski starts drawing spirals on the walls and saying his wife's a stranger, his colleagues think the pressures of the job have driven him mad.
She's not my wife. Look how old she is.
Things come to a head when he announces that there's only one way out, and jumps in front of a train. As the others soon learn, he was more or less right. There's no real way out of the city, which is actually a space habitat where extraterrestrial parasites experiment on humans by manipulating their memories. Should have seen that one coming.
And we'll only last a moment.
Number 8. Charlie Frost, 2012.
It's the apocalypse. End of days.
It wouldn't be a Roland Emmerich movie without at least one crazy guy that was right.
You lure them in with humor, then you make them think.
Most of the time, the diatribes of fringe science conspiracy theorists living in the wilderness should probably be taken with a grain of salt. But wild-haired, fast-talking Charlie Frost is another story.
First, the stock market would go. Then, the economy, boom! The dollar, boom! And then pandemonium in the streets.
On the talk radio show he runs from Yellowstone National Park, he claims that the Mayan calendar predicts global disaster and accuses the government of a massive cover-up.
You heard it first from Charlie!
As the Earth's crust crumbles, Frost perishes, but his prescient warning allows science fiction writer Jackson Curtis to save himself and his family. Number 7. Randle McMurphy, One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest.
What can you tell me about why you've been sent over here?
Well, I don't know.
Randle McMurphy thinks life in a mental hospital is going to be easy compared to the prison farm he came from, but he doesn't anticipate Nurse Ratched. Ratched cows the other patients using passive aggression, humiliation, and shock therapy. But McMurphy, who's only pretended to be crazy, quickly sees through her game.
I want that television set turned on right now!
In the power struggle that ensues, the fun-loving and rebellious McMurphy shows the patients her true colors, and a little about themselves on the way, even inspiring one of them to ultimately escape.
Jesus, I mean, you guys do nothing but complain about how you can't stand it in this place here, and then you haven't got the guts just to walk out?
Number 6. William Cage, Edge of Tomorrow.
My name is Major William Cage. I'm an American officer.
Imagine Groundhog Day, but with bloodthirsty alien invaders. That's the situation that Public Affairs Officer Major William Cage finds himself in when he kills one of the alien alphas. Stuck in a time loop, he's forced to relive the same day over and over again.
Okay. How do I control it?
You have to die.
Every day.
Until the Omega's destroyed.
And it's not a particularly good day. Naturally, no one believes him, until he convinces Sergeant Rita Vertasky, who went through the same thing.
Find me when you wake up!
Using information gained in the loops, Cage is able to recruit his fellow soldiers on a mission to end the war.
Your leg's broken.
No, I can still feel my toes.
Number 5. Howard Stambler, 10 Cloverfield Lane.
This is my private space. Off limits unless I give express permission.
There's something fishy about survivalist and conspiracy theorist Howard Stambler. It could be his underground bunker, or his claim that no one can leave because of chemical or nuclear fallout.
You can't leave.
Or it could be the signs that he's kept someone in his bunker before. As the movie's protagonist Michelle soon learns, Howard is lying about a lot of things. But in a double twist, we learn he was right about a massive chemical attack.
What is this?
The barrel.
What's in it?
Move it into the bathroom.
Aliens have taken over the Earth and are using a poison gas to eradicate human life. Number 4, Michael Burry, The Big Short.
No stocks. I want to short the housing market.
In the late 2000s, the U.S. subprime mortgage crisis crashed the financial market. People lost their savings, their homes, their jobs, but a few outsiders saw it coming.
These mortgage-backed securities are filled
with extremely risky subprime adjustable rate loans.
When hedge fund manager Michael Burry, played here by Christian Bale, predicted the collapse of the housing market bubble, he began buying up credit default swaps, a risky bet that went completely against the grain.
I want to buy swaps on mortgage bonds, a credit default swap that will pay off if the underlying bond fails.
His mentor thought he'd lost the plot, and some clients panicked and withdrew their investments. But when Burry's prediction came true, he made millions for himself and his investors.
Watch, it will pay. I may have been early, but I'm not wrong.
Number 3, Sarah Connor, Terminator 2, Judgment Day.
You're already dead, everybody. You're dead already.
After trying to blow up a computer factory, Sarah Connor is diagnosed with acute schizoaffective disorder and locked up in a maximum security prison for the insane. She was trying to prevent a future robo-apocalypse and nuclear war that will one day wipe out billions.
She believes that a machine called a Terminator, which looks human of course, was sent back through time.
Psychologist Dr. Peter Silberman, who insists she suffers from delusions of persecution, finds her story about a machine sent back in time to kill her pretty funny, until both Terminators show up and wreak havoc. Of course, the audience knows she's right all along, but there's something particularly satisfying about the look on Silberman's face. Number 2, Truman Burbank, The Truman Show.
Oh, and in case I don't see you, good afternoon, good evening, and good night.
Ever feel like someone's watching? Or like people around you aren't being entirely sincere? For 30 years, Truman Burbank has lived a perfect life in the sunny town of Sea Haven. But something isn't quite right.
Don't you want to know how I did that? I'll tell you. They're on a loop. They go around the block. They come back. They go around again. They just go around and around.
As cracks begin to show in his reality, he ignores reassurances from his wife, best friend, and even a powerful disembodied voice in the sky that tells him to turn back.
There's no more truth out there than there is in the world I created for you.
He was, of course, right to be suspicious. It's not paranoia if you really are the star of your own reality TV show. Before we unveil our number 1 pick, here are some honorable mentions.
It's all a lie. Everything you've been told. Everything you believe in.
Hey, Honey Mustard, you acting cray-cray!
Carl, we shouldn't even be talking to this asshole.
How do you know there was a murder?
Because everything this fella's done has been suspicious. Trips at night in the rain, and knives and saws and trunks with rope, and now this wife that isn't there anymore.
I'm the village crazy lady. That's my job.
If there's something you want to tell me, just tell me. Is there something you want to tell me?
Is there something you want to hear?
You make the Lord very nervous.
All right.
I'm burning now.
Take it easy.
Hellfire is burning me alive.
He's burning.
Burning me.
I must ask you not to use any of the doorknobs in the house. Just push on the wood of the door and it'll open.
Why?
Well, I'm always afraid that the doorknobs will shatter into a million tiny pieces and one of them will hit my eye.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1, Russell Case, Independence Day.
We've got to stop them! I was kidnapped by space aliens 10 years ago! They did all kinds of experiments experiments on me! They've been studying us for years, finding out our weaknesses! We've got to stop them! They're gonna kill us all!
David Levinson might have predicted when the aliens were gonna strike.
Checkmate.
But long before the flying saucers surfaced, Russell Case already knew we weren't alone in the universe. Once a Vietnam War pilot, Case is now a laughingstock thanks to his insistence that he was abducted and experimented on by aliens. His children are embarrassed of his stories and his alcoholism, which he uses to mask the trauma of abduction and the death of his wife. To most folk, he's just another kook who believes in aliens. But people stop laughing when aliens invade and Case destroys one of their ships, sacrificing his own life and spouting these immortal words.
Hello, boys! I'm back!
Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from WatchMojo, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.